Hi, I'm Liz Cully, and welcome back to Cool, Cool, Cool. Each week, I give you a glimpse into what I think is cool and chat with a ton of people that are definitely cool. No topic is off bounds unless, I guess, it's not cool. Welcome to Cool, Cool, Cool.
What happened?
I said, I'm sure you've been likened to Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, maybe once or twice.
Good Halloween costume for you. I did a little deep dive.
I should.
Looks like you like
that.
Halloween.
Yeah. Why don't I try that? I get lazy. I was Miss Incredible last year.
I liked that for you, though.
Yeah. There's a clip of it on my Instagram.
Like a little, that's Disney, right? Yeah.
I think so.
I like a character for you like that, like a Spider Woman. Like, I'm into that for you.
I'm into it
walls.
too. I don't know why. Yeah. I would like that to happen.
Yeah. If you were to play any historical action figure, what would you play?
Rogue.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was born in Kentucky. Yeah. The Southern thing is there. The metaphors of like, she's this forbidden fruit kind of tea, like that is there.
I like that.
Because, yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah, I like that. I like Rogue. I didn't even think about that. That's a good one. All right, well, we're gonna put that into the ether,
Let's put it into the ethers.
First, we have to talk about how we met, which I have lost sleep over, and I will tell you why. I met you at a work function where I was literally having a panic attack in the rain. It took me 6 hours to get ready because I went for a really intense look that night, wet hair look. I was supposed to get blood work at 7 o'clock in the morning and wasn't supposed to be drinking or eating. Met you, gagged, was having a mental breakdown and went between introducing you as Trace and Tracy and then being like, why am I saying that? Dying, literally losing my mind at work, then us having kicking it and then having the weird party shift happen. Remember, it got weird. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm so happy to be with you that I just drank and then went to fucking somewhere and got blood work at 7 in the morning.
That whole night was a
blur,
surreal blur to me because it was the Young Hollywood event, right?
Yeah, you and I are Young Hollywood.
Exactly. I was like, okay, I'm late to the party, but it's cool to be here now. And I don't know. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be out here cougaring in these streets and have fun.
We were both cougaring in the streets. I just latched on to you. I was like, she's beautiful and great, and I've wanted to meet her for forever. So you're my new best friend and party bestie. But people were gagging all over. I mean, people were dying to see you there. Everyone was so happy that you were there.
It made me feel, I don't know. I felt like, oh, I'm part of the club for a night. I don't know.
You're definitely I never feel like I'm in the club.
Cool, never feel like I'm in the cool crowd. And then I get little glimmers like that. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
You're definitely in the cool. That whole Oscar season, you were the cool crowd.
I had 1 foot in the door. That's how it felt to me.
Well, let's roll back the tape here because you had a historic 11 and a half minute standing ovation for your performance, your leading performance in Monica at the Venice Film Festival.
Did.
At what
that was weird too.
Minute mark in 11 and a half minutes does it actually get awkward? Where were you okay, or were you just keep clapping forever?
Well, it was an out of body experience in some ways. I don't know. I think at the 5-minute mark, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening right now. This is some weird shit. It's Venice. It's prestige. It's all the things. And I'm just a trans girl from Dayton. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then it just got emotional. And I was like, all right, this seal of approval is nice, but, will this mean I get to feel safe?
Yeah.
This is where my mind goes. It's scarcity based. If, just my trauma bubbling up.
I mean,
have I done enough? Do they see that I've worked hard enough to be here? Do they see my chops? Do they understand that everything that would come to Jennifer Lawrence or whoever that went and did this should also come to a girl like me? I think my brain was just going.
Right.
So it was hard for me to really just breathe out and take it in the way that I think a lot of other people were trying to take it in. I just have that cautionary thing that kicks in.
Yeah, well, you're like, maybe it's even a bit of untrust. I mean, or distrust. I mean,
Yeah,
Hollywood
it's like
is hard. It's fickle.
Yeah, it's like the puppy at the kennel that got beat and just like, wait, do you really love me? You know.
I mean,
It's
I'm like,
like
don't ask
at
me
the
about my
shelter.
mom issues. Trace, we pinky swear that we were going to keep this light.
I don't know how we got down this. Let's
like,
change the subject.
Well, you're going to make me cry because yesterday was my birthday and my mom sent me a weird gift that was like, have a great one, and not even her real name. It was very awkward, but anyway, that's a podcast for another time. But listen, I mean,
Sorry.
no, but from at least the LA perspective, regardless if it was in LGBTQ media or not, mainstream was like Monica was what everyone was talking about. And so I can imagine you want to be recognized as an actor for your work. Also, that movie was so beautiful. The amount of physical and emotional acting you had to do was, I mean, really, really, really top notch. And I can't imagine how draining that was for you. But you're also like the talk of the town. So that attention, I'm sure, can, even though I think actors want attention, why else would you be an actor? But it probably was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, going to making myself do every event and do the thing and play, I don't want to say play the game, but just show up over and over and over. And sometimes you have to even fight for certain things press wise. And all of that is hard. It's draining, especially when you've put in the work and you see people get more with having done less and all that stuff. You realize how political Hollywood is, and
the FYC stuff is no joke. I mean, people know, I know gross. I'm a part of the problem, but I gave up. I was supposed to see you at Queerty Awards, and I just was like, I can't even put on. By the end of this award season, because of the strikes, which were so hard on everyone, and so I feel like as a community, I wanted to support above the line, below the line people so much, but having all those awards back to back to back to back to back in events. And for me, if you're not like a sober person drinking alcohol and trying to survive and whatever, they were watering, twitching. I just looked crazy. And so it just kept going. And so I think that stamina, to have the amount of stamina you had to go through is like crazy. It probably felt like you shot a whole nother fucking movie.
Oh, easily. It's easily just as much work after you put the film out. There's like 3 parts to it. There's before you shoot the film, which is getting the funding and getting the gig, the audition process, all of that, coming on as a producer, everything that comes with that, and then shooting the actual piece of art, and then everything that comes after, getting it into a festival, getting eyes on it, and then if there's buzz, the whole awards shebang bang,
and then answering the exact same questions literally
10 million
times
in a row,
all the time. Like, how did it feel? No. I watched them all and I was like, God, they really could have spiced things up a little bit over here.
Right. Like I see that clip. I remember those clips of Lady Gaga when they kept showing her same answer. And I was like, you know what? I don't even blame her because I know what that shit is like. It's like, girl, what do you want me to say?
I mean, you're just like, yo, I don't know how many more times I can say this. But I think like having that experience alone, getting an 11-minute standing ovation, hopefully is something that you can treasure forever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my confidence, I walked out of Venice a changed woman. I knew what I had to offer before I even shot the film because I'm not an overnight thing. I've been studying acting for years. I've been working in TV for years. But when I left Venice with that kind of seal of approval, I felt a different kind of confidence that I think was a turning point. I hope.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I can't imagine that it's not, Who was the most like surprising celebrity that reached out to you to congratulate you, either on the standing ovation or just on Monica in general?
Oh gosh, there's been so many. Sarah Paulson, Cate Blanchett,
Oh my God, excuse me. So really, you're just speaking to the lesbians, I see. Say more. Did Kate Winslet hit you up? Because then we're all just going to die.
The Game hit me up.
The Game?
The Game.
Oh, I have a fun story about The Game. Want to hear it real quick? So I got invited to his 4th of July barbecue in North Hollywood before I moved to Los Angeles. But you know, when you think you might want to move to LA and you're kind of, well, for me, I lived in the Bay, so I could like drive down here. Stakes were pretty low. And in my mind, I'm getting invited to a famous rapper's soiree. So I'm like, what does one wear? I wore like a fucking day dress and heels, like A-line dress, straight up, like curled my hair, wore my jewelry. And I'm thinking, ooh, North Hollywood. This must be right by the Hollywood sign. So I get a bottle of Whispering Motherfucking Angel rosé and roll up to a ratchet ass studio by Keys Van Nuys, like North Hollywood, where there was just baby pools of oil where girls were slip and sliding. And I had on like a light blue summer dress and like a espadrille heel, like fucking like whatever. Anyway,
you didn't wrestle in the baby oil.
I skipped it, but we kicked it. He was cool. We drank the rosé. He's like, "Welcome. why are you here?" I'm like, "I don't know. You invited me, but here we are."
Funny.
Anyway, that is funny. Okay, so The Game hit you up. All right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool that it's reaching. The movie's reaching people. I'm trying to think who else. It was a lot of, oh my God, Ariana DeBose.
It's a good one.
Just the support was unreal. People posting the trailer. There was just a lot of love. Yeah. From actors and entertainers. It may not have hit mainstream in the way that I would have liked, like the mainstream audience, but I do think it'll be a classic piece that endures the test of time. It's on, it made its way to Hulu now, and more people are seeing it. It's on Delta Airlines right now. So I keep getting people.
Delta Air, that's huge. On the plane, when it hits the plane, that's it.
Right. And,
I think so.
It's between Moneyball and some other, I think Moonstruck. So it's like, because it's in alphabetical order.
Moonstruck and Moneyball.
It's a good place to be.
It is a great place to be.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Would you do a rap song with The Game? Maybe that's why he was hitting you up.
Maybe I would. Yeah, I think so. I would love to work with so many people. Music is something I'm still figuring out, my sound. And if I should...
You are very good. I have to be honest. I didn't know what I was running into.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm running into either.
And I was like, okay, self-made bitch. Yeah. I was like, this kind of knocks. And then I heard Redline. And I was like... Okay, Trace Lysette. I don't know what they're up to in Ohio, but it sounds like it's pretty gully, and I'm into it. Really?
Yeah.
The videos were great.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm still finding my sound, and everything I've done is just from me, and I'm curious to know what I could do with a big time producer and a little guidance, because I think hip hop's a hard one to get into. It's a hard industry to crack, especially it's just that's my phone.
Who's calling you? The Game?
No, it's not. Don't even start that. It was.
I'd pick it up. I'd be like, "Hello,
like
Game.
That.
How are you? How are things?" Remember me? I was the white girl who looked really out of place at your holiday party. Well, rap music is tough because
and when you're a trans girl, a white girl, it's just hard to. I'm not getting the same, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a hard thing to break into, especially when you're not
what about
socially acceptable? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you are very socially acceptable. Well, to them, I guess, first of all, rap music is wildly misogynistic, anti-queer, anti-LGBTQ, anti-women in general. And then you're like a white girl. Then they're kind of like sus. They're like, let's see, are you Tina Marie adjacent? Or I was impressed. But I mean, even me, I used to say, there are songs that you can find on the internet somewhere I used to do hooks for money, for weed, or allegedly, for cannabis use when it was legal. And I remember going in there and they'd be like, what? It can be very fun. It can be very intimidating. But
Yeah.
what's frustrating about it is that I think it just feels like a boys' club, regardless if
It
they're good or
does.
they're good or not.
I mean, the first song, SMB, which I did, I was recording in some dude's house. It was a friend of a guy that I was dating. I didn't know if they knew the G. I saw weed deals. I saw duffel bags of cash.
Yep.
It was hood. And I was like, am I safe? Wait, I need to do this song. Let me get into this.
Yeah.
Let me get into this song. And sometimes I listen to my delivery in the song. I'm like, oh, I can feel I was a little uncomfortable. But that's not, it was the environment that I was in. And I would like to see what I could do if I was really nurtured and comfortable. Because I was thinking about so many things when I was recording.
Yeah, you're like,
I was like, who are these people coming in and out the studio? Didn't I pay for this time? Who are these people?
Yeah.
What is this giant duffel bag of weed? And what is that bag of cash? Like,
you're like,
what's going on?
It's so weird.
Am
I allowed to park here? Is like, is my car gonna get towed? That's what I'm always. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, it was a lot, and I was like, I don't know who knows what about me, and I'm always looking over my shoulder. I'm trying to concentrate and not be like, trying to just get the delivery right. I think a lot of it is that, and you need to feel really comfortable in your space when you're recording. So figuring it out.
Yeah. What artists did you really like get inspiration from
growing up?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I listened to everything, but in terms of rap, it was, Lil' Kim and her delivery was just everything to me. I was probably too young to be listening, but it was.
Me too. I was like, okay.
Her and Foxy were, they were a big deal for me. Missy Elliott was as well. Yeah, I ran to the hair salon to get the I Can't Stand the Rain finger waves the day the video came. Yeah, my friend went and gave me the Missy Elliott finger waves, and I went to school in my Nautica bubble coat and my FUBU jeans and my Timbs and my finger waves with my long nails, giving non-binary teas in the 90s. Like, that's what Trace. It gave. I was on the track team anchoring the track team. Like, what? And who's gonna try it? Because bitch, I fight too. So what is it?
Oh my God, I love it.
And it was giving that. But
those North Face bubble jackets, people don't know.
Nautica and North Face. Yeah, it was giving that.
And it's interesting now. I think there's actually a lot of queer women that are rap. Kehlani coming out as a very overt lesbian.
She's so beautiful.
She's so hot. Also, we've talked about this on the show, but she definitely hit on me twice. Thank you.
Oh, for real.
It's too bad that I'm just a married woman. There's a lot of queer. So I think rap music is changing. I think people have had to create their own spaces, because I think the space that you're talking about where you're like, I'm paid for this time. I don't know what everybody else's issue is. You don't really get that in a lot of other industries outside of music, any type of music, really, where you're like, wait, I paid for this time. And like, why is all of your energy impacting what I'm doing? But I think, I think you're very good. And I think you should make more music.
Thank you. I needed to hear that today.
Did you? I was mobbing on fucking Barham by the, Forest Lawn Cemetery. Like, okay. Shit, I didn't know what I was going to hear today.
It was a leap, it was actually for a movie called Venus as a Boy, where I play a struggling, rapper, a best friend character to Ty Hodges. And they were like, would you do a song? And I was like, yeah, if I can write it. And so they were like, sure. And they ended up putting, the song ended up in the movie as part of the character's arc. And so that's kind of how it started. And then I was like, let me do a little bit more of this. And, I feel silly starting a rap career in my late 30s at the time. But then I'm like, well, bitch, I don't want to have any regrets in this life. Why not?
I love that. I think that's amazing.
Who the fuck cares? So
literally, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. And it's like, you might be good at it. You might not. You might be somewhere in the middle. But they did come from me hard. Like, some people loved it. Like, the queer community really loved it. But then some people really came for me. They were like, oh, look at Iggy's auntie out here trying to bust it down. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not Australian. Second of all,
Iggy's
like,
also whatever.
Iggy's like, whatever. Like,
yeah. Iggy's. I'm down to be Iggy's on. Thank you very much. Ooh.
It was just, there was some hate, but I know some of that is just default hate because they're like, who the fuck is she?
Yeah.
And I see them do that to Justina Valentine too, who I think is wildly talented.
They do it to everybody.
Yeah, especially just women in general. They do it to
that's what I'm saying.
Every woman.
I'm like,
and then anything you add on to that is just like they're gonna try it.
Meanwhile, we've been forced to like mumble rap. I don't even like it. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you want to call me auntie because I'm down to listen to the same shit. I listen to The World Is Filled with Pimps and Hoes right before I listen to you. I listen to Tupac every day. I listen to fucking Babyface on 2 occasions. Really coming up Coanga. I don't give a shit. If you guys want to make some good music, fine. I do really like Young Miko, though. Do you know who that is?
I don't think I know.
She's a Puerto Rican rapper who's like 24, and she's so good. And I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I know Claro que sí. I know what that means.
Oh, you have to send me.
Oh, I will. I'll send it to you. I'm very into it. But I think
But also, can we just some people are not rapping about what they've lived, and
literally not.
That's one thing I can say. It's like, even though my delivery may not be on point yet, or I may not have figured out my sound yet, everything I've written about has come from my life. So I can say that is something that I'm proud of. Whether it was SMB or Redline or Taser in my Telfar bag,
Taser in my Telfar bag.
All of
Strong
it.
Title. Strong title.
That was a little bit different of a sound, but yeah, I it is what it is. We'll see. I need to do a proper EP, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I just met Saweetie recently.
I love Saweetie.
Which I died because she's the cutest thing on the planet of Earth in real life. And she's so fucking good. And I was at the Abbey, the reopening of the Abbey, which, by the way, it still smells like poo.
It smells like poo?
You've never been into the Abbey before?
I didn't realize it smelled like poo.
Trace.
I've been 3 times.
3 times too many. I went in there. I was like, you know what? Saweetie, Cher, I'ma go. I was like, I really need these gay men to think that I am a queer influencer. I'll go. And I was like, oh, it smells so fucking disgusting in here. But here we are. But I saw Saweetie.
Is somebody getting dug out in the bathroom, or what's going on?
100%. They're on
disgusting.
poppers and doing all types of gross, disgusing shit. I don't know what happens in WeHo. It's crazy. I just know that they had good pizza for a time, but things change, And I met her because she's from the Bay Area, so am I, but we had a very close friend in common named Rosalind, who unfortunately passed away. And Saweetie did a video for the funeral. And I was like, she was so sweet, gave me hugs, taught me how to take a good photo of myself. God bless her. We love Saweetie. But she's never even released an EP. Did you know that? Just singles.
Really?
Correct.
I did not realize that.
I know. I'm a wealth.
She did the Icy Girl freestyle, and then that blew up, right? And then she did
everything. Best Friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know. So apparently, no EP, just singles.
I wonder when she'll give us one.
I also wonder if it's financial. So many questions we have for Saweetie. Saweetie, come on to the show. This wasn't your first. We talk about how difficult FYC campaigning is and really how taxing it is for you, but it wasn't your first round because you did it with Hustlers.
I did it with Transparent, and not as much with Hustlers, but yeah.
But you guys were definitely buzzy at the time. I loved Hustlers. Yes. Hustlers was so fun.
I might need a brush. Mm-hmm.
My nails are kind of long.
You want to brush my hair?
Oh my God. Yes, actually, my dream. Please let me brush your hair. Who have you stayed in contact with from Hustlers?
Lorraine Scafaria, our writer-director. She and I are good friends. I love her. She's brilliant. And hopefully we get to do more together. Meta Towley, who's doing music now. We keep in touch on Instagram. Madeline Brewer, a little bit here and there. It's been a while since I've checked in with her. But yeah. Constance sent me her book.
Thanks, Constance.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
There you go. But did you work a lot with Cardi or no?
I worked I think it was 1 or 2 days.
I know, because
maybe 1 day with Cardi. She was in and out. It was, but I did her first acting scene ever.
Oh, really?
Her first scene was with me. Yeah, in the locker room, and yeah, she was adorable. She had her acting coach there, and I could see her getting her legs. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, look at her. Like it's happening.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I could see the shift after even like the first take. I was like, oh, she got this, you know.
What kind of workouts did you do? Because you have a banana cans body, yada, 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 yada. But that like red One Piece situation, I was just watching that movie. Actually, I watched that movie for the first time, speaking of Delta Airlines, on Delta Airlines. And I'm like, is everybody watching me watch this movie and fucking gagging? And then I went and saw it in the theater. No, that's not true. I saw it in the theater and then I watched it again on Delta Airlines because I've watched that movie multiple times. What kind of work? Like samurai work, UFC, like climbing walls, like parkour? What kind of workouts does one do?
It was that red outfit. It was so high cut. And the one that they had me in when the credits roll.
Yes, that's the one.
I probably will never look better in my life. So please go and
well, also
enjoy
amen that it's fucking on video. I mean, I just
but
was
it was very no carb.
Mm.
Because I'm kind of thick by nature and I lift weights, and if I cut the carbs, the muscle kind of stays, and I think that's what was happening that week. I was just cutting carbs, and yeah, the thighs were thighing. And
the thighs were thighing. Like it was just, thank you for that. I'd like to thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
You really, and no surprise that the lesbians came out hard to tell you how much they love you recently. I'm sure there will be so many more. I mean, your fashion is so amazing. Like,
really?
Yes. I have a whole list.
Thanks.
Right here. Look, I'm prepared.
Never thought I was a fashion girly, but
you are 100% a fashion girly. Because the outfits are unique. They are fashionable. You, like, the clothes do not wear you. You wear the clothes. That orange dress to go take it back to Venice with the lip ring. Like, tell me, I need to hear all about it.
Yes. Oh, Valentino. That's what that was. It was what do they call it? A caftan. Right?
Everybody knows Liz Polly loves the caftan.
A muumuu? I don't know what it was.
We love a muumuu.
You just throw it over and it's drapey, and there was ostrich feathers and it was just vibrant orange. And
how did you pick the dress?
I wanted to just give them actress because I'm curvy, they're going to sexualize whatever I do. And I was like, you know what? I want them to focus on my art. So I just slicked the hair back. I gave them a lip ring.
It was so good. No notes.
Thank you.
The lip ring. Why the lip ring? Who came up with the lip ring?
Me. I just wanted to
see what I mean.
I needed to feel a little bit of edge. Yeah, because sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't want to look like average white girl. I need a little something. You know what I mean? Like, so I just needed that chef's kiss. It
was so good.
Thank you.
It was the perfect color. Orange is definitely a beautiful color on you. The slicked hair. The fact that it was a gold lip ring. I mean, I get really nerdy about this. I just loved it. I thought going to Hustlers, your outfit after the Golden Globes, the black sort of fringy at the Amazon after party.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Notes.
Thank you.
Prepared journalist.
That was fun to dance in, you know.
Beautiful. And you did your whole look yourself.
Yeah, I did. I'm a do-it-myself kind of girl most of the time. Unless there's a big budget, then I will call in the big guns. But
I mean, you need nothing, but you looked amazing.
Thank you.
I thought the Hustlers premiere outfit was also the gold.
Oh, thank you.
Was, I mean, goddess-like, giving a very Heidi Klum, if you will.
Hey.
Are you so bored by me? I'm not done. I have a few more. Ebby Magazine, the Victorian shoot.
Oh, that was interesting. Yeah.
Who came up with that concept?
That was them. That was, yes, I forget the creative director's name, but that was interesting. There's a name for that look. Something girl. What is that era called?
I thought it was the Victorian era. Am I wrong?
Oh my God. I forget the name.
You look beautiful.
That. Anyway.
I mean, editorial. I mean, really, it should be like Trace Lysette, actress, producer. Well, I don't know the list, but rapper, high fashion model, fashion stylist, makeup artist, hairdresser, because you gave me some hair tips. I mean, truly, writer, because haven't you written a pilot?
I did write a pilot. I sold a pilot to, I think I can talk about this. I sold a pilot to FX, but it didn't make it all the way.
That's very annoying to me.
Yeah. It was great. It was a great show. It was called Tribe. It was loosely based on my kind of like 20s experience in New York when I was dancing in the strip clubs. I was living stealth for the straights at home who don't know what that means. It just means like I was under the radar as a trans girl working in all the hottest strip clubs of New York City.
Scores. I used to make many a reservation.
Scores, Rivieras, all of them. Just doing my thing for all of, the ballers, the CEOs, the hood dudes, the average Joe, they were all making it rain.
That must have been fun to kind of take that experience of real life and then do it again, but in your own way, in a different lifetime and Hustlers.
It was completely a full circle moment.
I bet.
I'm so grateful for stripping because it put me through acting school. I mean, I was able to make my own schedule. I had seniority. I danced for over 8 years. And by the end of it, you're a senior and not a senior, but you have seniority and you can kind of do what you want. The house moms know
you're C-suite.
Especially if you're a good dancer and you break it up when you get on stage. They're like, she knows what she's doing. You can take a month off, go shoot something, or take a day off, do an audition, whatever. Like you can make your own schedule. It allowed me to pursue acting in the way I had to pursue it in order to get somewhere. And so I'm grateful for that hustle. I am grateful.
I bet. I mean, you also were in Law and Order, which was one of my dreams. Like, you want to make an EP. I actually also want to make an EP. I did technically make an EP, 4 songs, but I would love to do it again on my own terms. But I always wanted to be on Law and Order. And I was annoyed because I was auditioning here. And so really that's a New York kind of like rite of passage.
It is. Yes.
And you did it. And I was like, damn, I would love to do that.
I did it when I still wasn't even out as trans. And I was like nervous. But that was a good time. Yeah. Dean Winters, he was a sweetheart. We had a little on-screen kiss too.
Woo.
He's the mayhem guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you talked about like, are you safe? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like after Monica, you've had such an amazing career? I know it's like hard to think about that sometimes when you're in it. But from my perspective, I'm like, you've done so many massive like zeitgeisty shows or films at this point. Do you feel at all at ease, safe? No.
I'm still waiting for the thing.
Monica wasn't the thing? I mean, a thing of many, I should say.
Critically, maybe, but not enough. I mean, not enough.
It's not enough, right?
I think when you know when you know, and and I haven't had that moment yet where you just know. Like, I just haven't had that, but maybe it's coming. It's a weird time post-strike.
It's such a weird time post-strike.
From what I hear, there's a bottleneck of like content that is getting ready to come. And
I think, at least even from my perspective, I think people are so hesitant to start new things. There's things that were half-baked. I think even like look at what's going on with Paramount now and like them getting bought. I don't think people who aren't in the business realize how fucking weird it is. In some ways, it's cool because a lot of people are making their own content. It's like people are taking content into their own hands, but then like, what does that look like? It's a weird fucking time across the board.
I'm constantly wondering what else I need to do to have my reach get out there a little bit more. Do I need to start a YouTube, do a podcast? I don't know. Maybe it's doing an EP. The online thing, the online hustle, it's very real.
The online hustle is annoying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't really want to be a social media queen. I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
I'm damn good at it. I know that I can act opposite anybody in this town and hold my own. And I can say that now, at 42 and after this career that I've had, I know what I can bring. And I wish that was enough. I wish we lived in a time when talent was enough and it wasn't about who you know or, the nepotism or the fame or the whatever that's, sometimes takes precedent. I wish talent was enough. But I don't know if it is.
The Instagram stuff, the TikTok thing, I think made what was already a sort of dark industry even more dark. Because like that Hawk Tua girl, did you even hear about this? You like stay off the internet.
I know who you're talking about. What happened?
Well,
did she get a movie or something?
She got 1 million followers on the Instagrams and now is rep by somebody. And I don't know why it infuriates me, and I probably shouldn't even be talking about it because I'm giving it more attention than it deserves. But for people who are out here like spending their own money, I mean, I've talked about it at nauseum on this show and others, the race of you having to like work to go to acting school. Back in the day, remember you'd have to go fucking pay to see casting agents?
I remember like hard copy headshots and stapling your resume to the back.
Okay, first of all, I still have mine and I'm keeping it forever because I look like an Olsen twin and I'm never letting it go. But yes, and how much money. I remember going and seeing Theo and Juliet, shout out, who were like the it photographers. And I had to work, remember? And I had to work so fucking hard. I took like an extra babysitting gig and I was like cocktailing at night and like doing all this fucking bullshit just to be able to pay for it. And I was so tired when I went to shoot with them. And I remember Juliet, she was really sweet. I still know them. She was like, girl, like backs into your eyes. And I'm like looking at her. I'm like, yeah, because I bartended until like 4 a.m. to pay for this. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, same. I mean, I was probably swinging around the pole until 4 a.m. the day. But I remember being so tired after my second round of headshots that I got. I remember being so tired and like he was like, you know, you need something. I was like, I need a shot of vodka or something. I was like taking a shot of vodka to just like
pull it together,
get it together. And just paying all this money. And
what's like fun in the industry though, other than meeting somebody like me who's having an existential panic attack at a Vanity Fair party and walking around and drinking tequila and then being like, bye girl. Other than that, what is fun about Hollywood?
What is fun about Hollywood? I mean, I like acting. I love acting.
Yeah. Well, you're very good.
I love acting.
So you can see it.
I feel best between action and cut. I have out of body experiences. It's a high that you get. And then producing something that, you know, gets birthed into the world that can change minds and hearts and pay your rent. Like, that's like a win-win. So, yeah, that's what's cool about it to me. Also, meeting people that you adore.
Yeah. When it's not a letdown, because
unfortunately, sometimes you don't want to meet them.
The new merch of this show is Celebrities Are Monsters.
Yo.
Let me tell you.
I've had some
you never
crazy experiences.
I mean, don't name names because I won't do that to you.
I will definitely not name names.
I mean, I've definitely named names on the show, and it's insane because I've seen those people in real life, and I'm like, hey there. But have you ever met like somebody you idoled so much and they just fucking sucked?
Yes.
Same.
Yes, and their security fucking sucked too. Like it made
First of all, security always sucks.
It was like, yes. There was one person that I met like 2 or 3 times in a weekend. It was like Emmy weekend, and like the second or third time I saw them, I thought they remembered me, and I don't know if they did, but their security sure didn't, and it was a thing. And I was like, bro, relax.
Yeah, you're like, my name is Trace Lysette, and I've been on some of the biggest shows ever. Get fucked. I mean,
we're all in the same room. Like, nobody's mobbing anybody in this room. It's a room of actors and celebs and whatever. We're like, calm the fuck down, sir. First of all.
Well, also, that's another thing, right? Is it's always really weird in Hollywood, LA, whatever, when you're in a space and people are acting funny and you're like, yo, we all got in here.
We all did something to deserve to be here.
I hate that. It irks me. But I'm also crazy and I'll be like, calm down. I mean, I like don't care anymore because I just can't deal. And it's a lot of the young TikToker, whatever people. And I'm like, yo, get out of here. Like,
I don't know who half of them are. And so
I think you can like not invest the time. It's fair weather, you know? It's not the same.
Well, now when I go to these functions and parties, I stick with the people I know for the most part.
Yeah, or when you find hanger-oners like me, don't worry about it.
Well, you were
Everything's
very
fine.
warm.
I was
You were very
like,
warm.
hi.
Plus, I
Well,
also knew who you were already because I saw you in
oh yeah, that's right. I had
Quaytown
with Quay.
with Quay. Yeah.
Shout out Quay,
Hey,
who
Quay.
really scared the living bejesus out of me on her podcast. She fucking literally
Oh.
went through my whole life story, and I was like,
Well, she
Quay.
asked me to be on hers, and I was in my head. I was burnt out at the time, but in my head, I was also like, "Damn, she goes in." I don't know if I need all that. Like,
literally, I was like, "Did you call my elementary school and get like Mrs. Yates to tell you what I was like as a child?" I mean, it really went. She went to depths that I didn't even know existed. Tell me a little bit about Dope Queens, because I'm born and raised from San Francisco. And
Okay.
fun fact about me is my first internship at the San Francisco Chronicle, because yes, I am a real journalist. My beat was the Tenderloin. I also worked in the Tenderloin. I bartended in the Tenderloin. I worked at a fucking terrible restaurant in the Tenderloin. And for those of you guys that don't know what the Tenderloin is, don't go there. But tell me about Dope Queens.
Dope Queens was dope. I pray that it lands somewhere.
And it's shot. It's done.
It's done. I've seen one cut of it.
Because I was going to say, why didn't you cast me in that movie? But that's fine.
I'm
just kidding.
I think the world, I mean, I think people would love it. It's all the things. It's flashy, it's loud, it's intimate. It's very different from like Monica. We shot it, on a modest budget in the Tenderloin. We didn't have money to block off streets, so we were out in the elements with the people, and
truly the elements.
I love that,
I'm glad nobody tried to rob you though, because let me tell you about the Bay Area. People have a misconception. They really have a misconception of San Francisco. Always did. They're like, oh, it's like hippies, and like now they'll be like tech bros. I'm like, the San Francisco has a lot of like some real shit that pops off.
Yeah, I believe it.
And a lot of crews used to get, because I would shoot short films and movies and whatever. And unfortunately, a lot of people would get run up on. I'm glad that didn't happen to you.
Nobody rained down on me. I think because we were dressed like Banji Khan anyway. So it was giving, oh, is she working this corner? Yeah, probably.
Gotta.
But there was also people a walkie-talkie away. And, there was crew and vans full of people around us. And it was very run and gun, gritty and hilarious and crazy. And I hope it makes it out into the world. We shot it so long ago.
How long ago did you shoot it?
This was like fall 2021.
Oh, okay. So a while ago.
Yeah.
I know people also don't understand that celebrities are monsters. Movies take many, many years.
So long. I mean, I think they've had offers. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. But yeah. I think they've had offers, but they didn't get the right. They want it situated in a certain way. And,
sure.
They want to go the prestige route because the performances I saw, they're pretty good. And so they want to go into the right festival and then hopefully somebody
it's a business.
Picks it up. Yeah, I understand. But I do think they need to put it out though, because some of the slang and shit we were using in the movie that was, some of it was improv even, like, it might get dated. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. Like, yeah.
It's cutting edge for when we shot it. And I want it to, even though it is not current day, but still, it's just pop culture has a way of catching up.
Yeah.
Like you see it with all the lingo and the Beyonce-fication of like, ballroom slang and whatever. Just like you see things catch up, and then things that are edgy and cool then suddenly become mainstream, and you're like, damn, I thought that was our word or whatever. Like it just, that happens. And so you want it to hit when it's hitting.
You do want it to hit when it's hitting. I mean, I say that about people with me all the time. I'm like, you gotta really get it together because you want to hit when I'm hitting, I feel like there's so much more for you in this world.
Oh, I hope so.
I know so for a fact.
Hope so.
Who's somebody who you'd love to work with? We're gonna put this into the vibe out there.
Sorry, I'm just like a mess today.
Really look very hot.
Who do I want to work with?
I'm the third famous lesbian that's telling you how great you are in this in 2024. Me, Kate, Sarah, or no, I guess Kate Blanchett is not a lesbian, but we would believe her and hope her to be. Sarah Paulson is definitely.
Those are two amazing women I'd love to work with. Let me think who else. Are we thinking like actor wise or
sure, or rapper, since you are a big budding rapper in this world?
I'm not a big budding rapper, but I don't know. Whoever wants to work with me. I'm so tired of naming names.
Fine, fair enough. I could just ask you who the most famous person is in your phone.
I don't know if I could say that because people would draw conclusions.
I know. That's why I wasn't going to ask you that.
It's not even like that. Sometimes, yeah, I don't even know.
I did this with my wife, who used to be in the industry during COVID.
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Who's the most famous person in your phone?" I was like, "I don't know." She literally starts scrolling. She goes, "Maybe Tom Hanks." I was like, "That's a very famous person."
Yeah.
Julianne Moore, Dustin Hoffman. It was wild.
Yeah.
No conclusions there. I was like, I was like, you shouldn't be with me if the other way is happening. But yeah, famous phone number. I always get weirded out about some of the famous people on my phone.
Yeah, I don't want the gossip. They sexualize things too, I think. People.
We're all just friends. I know. It's going to be so weird when people think we're together after this. I'm going to be like, oh my God, stop saying that rumor. Stop. Would you ever date a woman, actually? Have you ever dated a woman?
I've had experiences.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never dated a woman.
Life is long, Trace. Life is long. The lady pond is deep, wide.
Yeah.
We take care of our own.
Oh my God, deep and wide. I've gotten down. I've gotten down in some situations. It was always, I don't want to put that. I'm not into that though. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not.
You're not on the Kinsey scale. You're like.
I like men.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like men. I appreciate women. I've had some experiences.
I know. I wish I could sit here and say right now that I feel like the lady, like that you were into girls, but I don't. You feel very straight to me, but I still love you. But if the rumor mill
still loving me
would like to make a rumor that you and I have a thing, I wouldn't be mad. Maybe I wouldn't. No comment. I would just go, oh my God, no comment. Over and over again.
I'm so silly.
Oh my God, stop saying that. That's so weird. We're just friends and we hang out all the time. Trace, thank you for entertaining all of my bullshittery and really me just fangirling over you for the last hour.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so
You're
happy
the best wing woman at a party too. Like, we have to do more of that.
We do have to do more of that, and we will do more of that.
Let's do more of that.
It's time to gather loved ones together for all the holidays' best spread. Lynn's has great prices on all your favorite Thanksgiving items. From delicious turkey with all the fixings to mashed potatoes and yummy pies. We have everything you need to create your perfect Thanksgiving dinner. Whether it's cooking the traditional meal, completely store-bought, or a combination of both, your best holiday meal starts here. Learn more and start shopping today at lynsgrocery.com. Lynn's, where delicious begins.